So then, in turn, I want to know what the sign was, brothers. So from there, I went to, well, let's read the story of Jonas, okay? Because it has something in there that is just revealing to what YAHAWASHI said. And it said, the word of the Lord came on to Jonah, the second time, saying, arise, go on to Nineveh, that great city, and preach unto it the preaching that I bid thee. So Jonah arose and went on to Nineveh according to the word of the Lord. Now Nineveh was an exceedingly great city of 3 days' journey. And Jonah began to enter into the cities a day's journey. And he cried and said, yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown. So we know that Jonah was a prophet. And as soon as he got there, his second time, you know, after the ordeal with the great fish that swallowed him up, and you know that he was sent to prophesy onto Nineveh about the destruction coming to it. Okay. And it says immediately after verse 4, it says, so the people of Nineveh believed Yahweh and proclaimed a fast and put on sackcloth, from the greatest of them even to the least of them. Okay. So first things first, the thing that was addressed by this, all right, and this is why YAHAWASHI said it in Matthew's. Okay, these people didn't look at Jonah and say, oh, that's just a man. Okay, that's one of the things. All right, they looked at Jonah and could feel the spirit of Yahweh on him. All right. So that's one of the things that were addressed. It's not the flesh, but the spirit that quickeneth. Okay. So it made those people move their ass in Nineveh. All right. That's the first thing that it addressed. Okay. It said, for word came on to the king of Nineveh, and he rose from his throne, and he laid his robe from him and covered him with sackcloth and sat in ashes. And he caused it to be proclaimed and published through Nineveh by the decree of the king and his nobles, saying, let there no man, nor beast, herd, nor flock taste anything. Let them not feed nor drink water. And that's the other thing that happened. Okay. It took a person of great stature, all right, to bow himself to the word of Yahweh. Through who? Through Jonah. Okay. So that's another thing. It's order. An order is established. You see? It was established through Jonah. No questions asked. You see? Let's go on. It says in 8, but let man and beast be covered with sackcloth, and cry mightily unto Yahweh. Yet let them turn everyone from his evil way and from the violence that is in their hands. Okay. This is another thing. They worship what? Yahweh. Not the man. The man came in and they gave reverence to Yahweh. You see what I'm getting at here? This is why YAHAWASHI said what he said in Matthew 16, verse 4. Okay. Who can tell, this is verse 9, who can tell if Yahweh will turn and repent and turn away from his fierce anger, that we perish not? And Yahweh saw their works, that they turned from their evil way, and God repented of the evil that he had said that he would do unto them, and he did it not. Okay. So those were the main three things that you get out of Jonah, the 3rd chapter. Okay. It showed that a man is willing the spirit of Yahweh. It showed that a king that was higher than Jonah, the prophet, okay, but not really, because we know that prophets were greatly reverenced and feared throughout Israel, okay, in Judea, okay, but that's another thing. He brought himself low, okay, because the spirit was willing itself through Jonah. No questions asked. That's what he did. All right. And the other part of it is they repented and they turned away from their sins and they were spared. Okay. That's the other thing. But going on, I'm going to go to Luke 11 and say verse 32. Just to get to the point. Well, I'll start at 30. Uh, 32. Just to get straight to the point. The men of Nineveh shall rise up in the judgment with the generation and shall condemn it, for they repented at the preaching of Jonas, and behold, a greater than Jonas is here. Okay. So in this verse, it's talking about, because you got to understand, it said the men of Nineveh shall rise up in the judgment. Okay. And it's talking about these times right here. Because the first thing that you notice is when Jonas came to Nineveh, all right, the second time, those men were on board. They got the sackcloth, they put the ashes on, you know, they repented, okay, heavenly, that the judgment passed from them. So in this generation right here, you have that same thing going on. All right, those men from Nineveh are all standing in this time in the judgment, getting ready to be judged again. But those men that were back then are going to condemn the place where they're at now. And what men are doing that? You know, the men of this fold. You know, the Lord's elect, 1/3 elect, are doing that right now. You see what I'm saying? And this time, and those men are GMS. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I said, behold, a greater than Jonas is here. And in this time right here, we know it as YAHAWASHI. He's here through what? Through the Comforter, through the scriptures. So a man greater than Jonas is definitely here through the spirit of the living word. Okay? So he's condemning the place, and the men of Nineveh are right on board with him in condemning this place. Okay? Well, it's just a little something that, you know, through the spirit, I hope I attained it the right way and brought it out so it could be edifying, you know. But to me, that's, you know, that's what I got out of it through the spirit. And I hope brothers are edified by it, because that was a powerful statement that YAHAWASHI made in Matthew 16:4. Okay, this is a powerful statement, man, because it goes into a litany of things, man. When you read Jonah, the 3rd chapter, okay, and then you continue on to Luke 11 and 32. It just shows you that it's reincarnation, It's order. It's a man willing the spirit of Yahweh, just like YAHAWASHI. Okay. So it's just something that I read, and I thought it would be, edifying the brothers, to say the least. But I just want to say, the water YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI for, supping with me, and I hope that that brothers get edified by it and can get a little more, understanding through the power of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom, brothers.